name is Mayara. I'm from the
Hmm.
website called Big Rock and Roll. First of all, I just want you to introduce yourself because we want to people know more about you and know more about your music. So if you could do this, please.
Awesome. My name is Sami Chohfi. I was born in California, but I'm half Brazilian. And so I have this muito orgulho for my Brazilian side. I've toured in 8 countries, Brazil 7 times. This is actually my 8th tour in Brazil. And I write and record all my own original music, and in multi genres of rock and roll. So rock, alternative, folk, pop rock, grunge, hard rock. I do all of it.
And in this interview, we are going to talk more about this tour that are happening.
Hmm.
And first of all, you said the Weird is the Way tour is a celebration of dreamers and outsiders. So
Hmm.
when did this idea become so important to you? When did this happen?
I wrote this song for my fans and for my fellow rock and rollers and fellow outcasts and dreamers, called Bad Batch Crew. And so Bad Batch Crew is a new song that I'm recording. And at my shows, my fans really connect with the lyrics. And so I thought to myself, I should really connect this tour yet again to my fans who are very much like me. Always feeling like they're the silent rejected, right? But also that's great because we're this special group. We're this special tribe, this gang of people who are love life and love each other in a respectful way. We accept everybody, include everybody. But Bad Batch Crew is a message of acceptance through your uniqueness and your weirdness, for people who like to grow their hair long and wear black and paint their nails.
With Brazilian flag.
Yeah, of
It's so
course.
nice this.
And to celebrate rock and roll together. And so I wanted to celebrate the fans and celebrate our uniqueness, weirdness, strangeness with Weird is the Way.
And the tour name has a strong message about being yourself that we are
Mhm.
talking about it. But how does this idea appear in your new songs?
I think about the desire for us to want to connect. Everybody has the same fears and desires in life. We all want to be heard, and we all want to be accepted. We all want to be loved, and we all want to have a voice. And the lyrics in a lot of these new songs speak about that. Bad Batch Crew, Invincible, Bitter Songs, Burn even has this rebellious quality to not being heard and trying to be silenced. I feel like this day and age is very important that music not only connects on an emotional level, but on a spiritual level. And I feel like when the lyrics are able to connect us to be almost unified as a family, unified in the sense of how we think and how we enjoy going out to live shows together, and how um, we have to be very conscious of our connection with each other. And I believe that's what the message is in the songs as well.
And you have played in many countries, right? These
Mhm.
new songs. But what makes Brazilian fans and Brazil so special to you to play, to make a tour, and to be here?
Brazil is a big part of my life. It's a big part of my heart. I'm half Brazilian. My father was from Brazil. I've been to Brazil many times before I became an artist to visit my grandmother. And I fell in love with a Brazilian girl at a very young age and ended up marrying her many, many, many years later. And you can see her name right here on the screen, Renata, my wife. And so I have a very strong connection to Brazil. I started playing shows here in 2017, and I've continued every year. I'm here playing concerts and trying to grow my fans and trying to grow my connections with the current fans and new fans. I think Brazilians are the most loving, most accepting people. And I can tell you this because I've been all over the world. You know, Brazil reminds me in the sense of the type of people that live here. I feel like we're very similar. Musically, we're similar to people from India, because people in India love all music. They love the sound. They, even if they don't understand the words, they can understand the vibrations. Brazil is like that too. Brazil has this musical vibration within the country. And we're very much loving and accepting, like people from Cambodia in Asia and the Philippines. So Brazil's very special in that regard. That Brazil is very much different from the United States in a lot of ways. When you do a concert in Brazil, everyone is very excited and everyone's very, you know, engaged, you know, especially in the festival formats, you know. However, I feel like it's important that I continue growing my connection with fans in Brazil, and Brazil will always be a big part of my heart.
And I was thinking about the shows. You are going to do a show in Rio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rio is special because of your new bassist. That's it.
Yeah,
Andy.
Andy lives in Rio. He's from Rio. His name is Anderson, but I call him Andy because it's easier for me. And he speaks English perfect, like you. Yeah, I mean, you know, you guys would have a good conversation in English. He and so I've never played in Rio. I've been to Rio many times to enjoy the beautiful. I think Rio is the most beautiful city in the world.
Yes, I agree.
And it is so beautiful. And to be able to play there for the first time on this tour is very special. It's very, very special. And I'm playing with my friend's band. Andy is actually in this other band as well. It's called There Are Tears for Fears cover band called Seeds of Love. And my buddy Leo, who actually sang backup vocals for me in my last tour, he's the singer in Seeds of Love. So it's going to be a lot of fun to do a show with him.
And it will be so special because your first time playing in Rio, right?
Absolutely.
Doing a concert there.
Yeah, first time. It's amazing. I'm very excited. And you know, the first show in Santo André on Friday was really great warm up for the tour. It was nice. It was wonderful. So many of my fans drove from, you know, São Paulo Central or Jundiaí even, or other little areas around in the interior. They drove to come to the concert, which was very special that people came that far, because it's hard to drive in Brazil. So I don't take it for granted. And it was an amazing show. And the next 3 shows, I'm very, very excited to be able to connect even more with some new fans and some existing ones. So.
And your music mixes rock, grunge, and stories from your travels. How did traveling help to shape your music?
When you meet Mayada, when you meet people from different countries and different places, they really make an imprint on you. You know, I met this man in Cambodia one time. He was born with no arms, and he was disregarded his whole life, you know, forgotten. He learned how to make jewelry with his feet, pulseirinhas, right, with his feet.
Mhm.
And he sells the jewelry to travelers that come through Cambodia. But what's beautiful is that not only does he sustain his family and support his family, but he supports people in his community as well who are handicapped. And that was just one example of many examples. This is my favorite example, which I do quote very often. But he inspired me in the sense that it's a message that don't give up. Don't give up in life. Like, if you have something to fight for, fight. You know, life is a gift. Meeting you today is an opportunity and a gift, you know, to connect. And the whole reason why we're here in life is to connect with each other, is to have conversations, to create energy that connects, you know. And so I feel like every time I travel, I'm inspired just a little bit more, not only by like a place, like the visual beauty, like Rio, but the people you meet, because even though we're very different in all the ways that matter, we're the same.
Yeah, And I think that life is about this. It's about the connections and people that we met, and about love, and about the
Mhm.
energy that we are always sharing with the others, right?
100%.
And to finish, I have two more questions, but
Sure.
your music was on TV and was on big magazines, and now you are doing the interview part with a lot of sites and things like that. But how do you stay true to yourself with more people discovering your work?
You know, it's you have there's two sides. You Do I make music that I think everybody in the mainstream is gonna like, which sometimes will very much sound like other artists?
Mhm.
Or do I make music that I know people are going to hear and think, wow, that's fresh, that's unique, but that reminds me of this, that reminds me of that. I think in the end of the day, as an artist, you have to always be true to yourself in the sense of being creative and unique. So I always say, you know what? If I write something on the guitar and I'm like, oh, that sounds too much like, Audio Slave or Chris Cornell, I usually don't use it. I usually don't keep it. I usually say, okay, no. I say, let's try something else until I write something that's very unique and different. I pride myself on people not being able to tell me what my music sounds like to them. I ask people all the time, fans, what does it remind you of? They're like, you. It's rock. It's rock, but it's you. And so that's my line, right? Is like, as long as I can write and create things that is different and unique, but still catchy and fun and easy to absorb, I think that's the as you guys say, meta, right? As the
The
goal.
goal, yeah. And to finish, what message would you give to someone who feels too different to fit in?
I would say simply this: you're perfect just the way you are. You really are, because it's your uniqueness and your what makes you different, special. But believe me, and I can tell you, and this is coming from someone who has met many, 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 many people, you're not different. You're just unique. You're unique in how you view the world. You're unique in your own personal um, experiences. We all in life suffer, and we all experience joy. I think there's a balance in just understanding that the person next to you that you do not know is just one hello away from being your friend.
Yes, that's it. And I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Muito obrigada pela oportunidade.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.